As we will be discussing some YouTube drama later in the video, I wanted to go ahead and start this off by acknowledging somebody that I used to watch quite a bit. Okay, the Save a Fox, the Finnegan the Fox channel. I think that's how the branding used to work. But yeah, Michaela was running a rescue there, and she had a bunch of foxes, and she seemed to be doing a really good job with things. And I liked watching the videos because she was quite personable, and a lot of the animals that she had in the rescue were also quite charismatic. And yeah, it was a nice, easy, happy watch. Well, her and there's one chick who's a dog groomer or something like that. I kind of like that type of stuff. Okay, not to get too sentimental or anything like that, but yeah, I like my animal content, and to see something like this pop up, and it's like, what the hell is going on? Okay, Save a Fox founder Michaela Raines passes away after long-term harassment from online communities. How can you have beef somebody like this? And yeah, many are pointing fingers at the Save a Fox Snark subreddit, which has gone private. And yeah, I read the post of somebody who's apparently holding a grudge and was being relentless. And it's a lot of he said, she said crap about a volunteer who may or may not have gotten bit, and something from years gone by, and has dedicated their life to life ruination of somebody doing so much good in the world. There are some terrible people that are out there, like just the scum and villainy of the earth, and to see them turn up on Reddit is like, I'm totally not surprised. But yeah, I wanted to bring this up because there are certain people on the internet who really offer no substance whatsoever, who in fact detract from the overall benefit of the human race, and to see them get taken to task is a benefit to the world. But unfortunately, to see somebody come to a long-term solution for a short-term problem is, well, quite tragic, especially for somebody doing so much good and still had so much life to live. It's distressing. It's distressing to say the least. So yeah, thoughts and prayers to the Raines family, and yeah, to her. Last time I was watching, a live-in boyfriend who was also helping out, and it's like, I couldn't imagine. It's just a tragic situation. Now to move on to a different type of scum and villainy. Nice hard transition, but anyways, this is sometimes what we have to do. Ethan Klein, H3H3, somebody who I've never watched, somebody who I normally disagree with on a fair number of issues, but he's actually bang on when it comes to this. And then yeah, it's just seeing, like, this is leftist infighting, so honestly, okay, and especially the way that this is shaping up, like, if we can just see both sides of these equations just squander all of their money on legal fees, which I guess kind of ends up benefiting Ethan's long-term plan. But when it's all said and done, yeah, both parties here are just broken and destitute. When it's all said and done, I think the world would be a better place. Okay, I know a lot of people say, oh, H3 back in the cut used to be really good, but yeah, what has he done for me lately? And then yeah, you just want to take out the whole, yeah, look at all of those other deranged leftists that are out there trying to take his kids away from him, all over a dispute over the fallout with Hasan. I didn't really follow most of that stuff, mostly because when I hear, oh, Hasan and H3 are having a fight, I'm just trying to cheer on the meteor at that point in time. But it's not too dissimilar to when the ADL was going after Hasan. I'm not rooting for Hasan, and in this case, I'm not rooting for Ethan. I'm just standing on principle because Ethan, yeah, he's suing Denims, Frogan, and Kaceytron. Now, to normal people, those names shouldn't mean anything to you, but they are, just to give you proper context, quite large streamers, and in the case of Frogan and Kaceytron, very much so. And they're political streamers over on Twitch. They're Hasan orbiters, and they have they've kind of broken the law and fell into one of Ethan's traps because he's suing them for alleged fair use violation. So what are we talking about? Okay, YouTuber Ethan Klein has been through his fair share of controversies in recent years, and also his fair few number of legal battles as well. So yeah. Not because of the obvious reasons why he would know a few lawyers, but yeah, he also knows a few lawyers because he is quite experienced in this realm, unfortunately. But yes, he's hopping right back into it by suing a few creators for the way that they reacted to his content nuke video on Hasan Piker. His suit isn't related to the content of his videos and the complaints that he had about Hasan's ideology or beliefs, but rather because he believes in the way that Denims, Kaceytron, and Frogan reacted to his video was a willful violation of fair use. Ethan cited the fact that these creators claimed watching the video on their stream was an ethical way to view it by not supporting H3H3 Productions by giving him ad revenue. Oh, okay, so they're just openly announcing, hey, we're going to steal somebody else's content Nice job, idiots. Klein says that this belief flies in the face of the fair use law and suing these 3 creators on that basis, claiming that continued activity like this could ultimately blow up in their face of live streaming platforms like Twitch if fair use isn't better enforced. And yeah, fair use is a tricky thing. And God, a couple years back when I used to stream, it's been a minute, and I want to do more streaming. It's just very, very time intensive, and both personally and professionally, I have quite a lot of time tied up, and I don't really have enough time to properly dedicate to streaming, but that's the only reason why I haven't been around that often to do live streams. I still love doing it, just need to find the time and, in fact, make the time, but it's tough to get around to that stuff. But yeah, I like to react, and I still have all of those VODs that are on the channel as well, and you can see the way that I react, and it's what I think is a very ethical way of doing it, mostly because, yeah, you're stopping and you're adding commentary. You're doing this thing called transforming it, okay? You are adding in additional commentary over the top of it that makes it fundamentally different than the actual work itself. You are supplanting it with something different, as opposed to, you know, just playing it on your channel and then just going for a stroll. In the case of Hasan, just showing his chair, or in the case of Denims, you know, just doing her fucking hair in the bottom left-hand corner of her stupid video, or at this point in time now she's promoting her OnlyFans account, which is just buck wild why you'd give a mid so much money, but simps are born every day, and especially harbored over on Twitch. And in the case of Kaceytron, well, she's too fucking stupid to interject anything of substance. So yeah, just due to the sheer fact of her laziness and inability to string together a sentence, she's getting sued because of this. Yes, there are 3 points of fair use that can be argued, and in the case of Denims, Kaceytron, and Frogan, them just simply failing to add to the source material violates key tenets of fair use. The state of reaction content on Twitch is so broken, these creators feel comfortable looking right into the camera and saying outright, hey, I'm stealing this guy's content. Pay me instead of him. That's not a healthy environment, Klein claimed in his video, with people like Hasan reacting to entire TV shows on stream. My fear is that Sony or Disney comes along, sues everybody, and sets a devastating precedent that could endanger our entire field. Yeah, exactly, because you take a look at, you know, people that are doing, movie reviews and stuff like that. You just get these lazy hacks that are out there who play entire seasons of Hell's Kitchen a couple years back. That was exactly what happened. Now, what was it? Aiden Ross on his first kick stream or some shit like that? Or was this XQC? One of those fucking 80 IQ brainlets that are out there, okay? They just decided to fire up The Dark Knight and play it on stream. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You are trying to fuck it up for everybody so that all of these studios come through and, oh yeah, the moment that they even sniff that there is any copyrighted material, even if you are breaking it down granularly, the same way that Little Platoon, Random Film Talk, and Mauler do. No. Instead of them, you know, releasing 5, 6, 7, 8 hour long reviews of a movie, even if they do end up showing the entire film, it is all broken up with character and plot breakdowns. That is so fundamentally different from the original work that you could not in good faith say that totally replaces the original work. You have something that clocks in at, the 5, 6, 7 hour mark as opposed to a 2.5 hour movie. These two things are not the same. But you could get to a point because, for as broken as Twitch is in regards to just allowing people to play whatever the hell they want, and they might get around to fixing it, you know, and maybe, depending on if somebody wants to file a DMCA claim, then they'll take things down potentially, maybe. We'll get around to it when we get around to it, as opposed to YouTube, who will just nuke everything the moment that they even sniff copyrighted music, which is always atrocious to deal with, or if they even see a still of footage. It could get that bad. And still, depending on the precedent that is set right here, even though this is ultimately a civil suit, this could still spurn a bunch of platforms to take very dangerous and vast overreaching steps to further get in bed with the studios and legacy media, okay? So he filed lawsuits against all 3 creators with similar complaints across all of the documents. Yes, he's released so far. At the moment, only the suits from Denims and Frogan have been filed, with Kaceytron's coming soon. But even those suits alone are over 144 pages, and it doesn't even include several specific examples Klein listed. And the video itself is embedded in this article right here. If you'd like to watch it, go for it. It's 20 minutes long, and he outlines a bunch of different points that are not brought up in this article. But instead, I watched a couple of different breakdowns. Shout out to Legal Mindset for doing a 30-minute long breakdown on that. I watched some of that and came to a conclusion that even though fair use is very difficult to prove, and suits like this are normally pretty tough to win in a court of law, Ethan's got a good case. And while copyright law isn't necessarily Andrew's speciality, Aaron Moss, okay, copyright lately, he's very much a expert in the realm of copyright, and well, he does a breakdown right here, and we're going to take a look at it, and guess what? He comes to a very similar conclusion. Ethan Klein files copyright lawsuits over lazy reaction videos. On June 19th, Klein's company, TED Entertainment, filed copyright infringement lawsuits against three Twitch streamers, Denims, Frogan, and Kaceytron, for airing his content Nuke, Hasan Piker video nearly in full, while allegedly adding little more than their presence. The complaints, which now all three have been filed, obviously, take express claims at what Klein calls lazy reaction video streams, where they replay copyrighted content with minimal interruption and even less analysis. Think vacant looks, vape clouds, and sounds of a lot of intestinal emissions. Oh yeah, because Frogan will just feed her fat ass on the stream, and Kaceytron just gets baked on there, and then Denims, well, this is a chick who just immediately comes out and says stupid shit like, what does take pride in your work meme? She's a functional retard. Anyways, be the devil. According to Klein's lawsuit, these streamers didn't just offer weak commentary, they engineered its absence, okay? And what the complaints describe is a calculated effort to cipher viewers away from Klein's original video. Denims allegedly launched her stream 1 minute after Content Nuke premiered, telling viewers they could watch her instead of giving the Nuke views. Oh, okay. The complaint meticulously documents her silence. 70 minutes of Klein's 100-minute documentary played without commentary, spread across 74 segments of 30 seconds or longer. Oh, wow. Her closing pitch: well, guys, if you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow, subscribe, throw up Prime. Oh yeah, and then advocating for her own monetization. Good ethical stuff, you idiot. The numbers tell the story. Denim's typical stream drew 3,300 viewers. Content Nuke reaction peaked at 45,800. Yeah, and a 14-fold increase that presumably translated into donations, subscriptions, and ad revenue. Yeah, you could go ahead and tally all that stuff up, and I'm sure over on, what is it, Social Blade or Playboard, they end up denoting everything. And oh yeah, was that her reaction stream or breakdown stream where she's trying to advertise her other side project as well? Good for her. Frogan allegedly treated the documentary as background noise. Yes, scrolling Reddit, chatting off topic, and at one point asking, can I use the bathroom, please? I'll leave it playing. Oh, great. Good job. Moderators of H3 Snark, allegedly. Oh, another Snark subreddit. How interesting. Promoted her stream as a way to watch without supporting Klein, with pinned posts directing users to these alternative viewing parties. Then there's Kaceytron. The complaint against her alleges she spent the stream in a highly inebriated state, offering only blank stares. And was she inebriated, or is that just her in general? So long story short, okay, this isn't a referendum on verbal versus non-verbal critique. It is a test of whether anything was added at all. The Kleins once fought to protect creators who transformed existing works into something new. Now they're asking the courts to protect them from creators who don't. Fair use doesn't require brilliance. Yes, it does require, but it does require effort. If your entire contribution to someone else's video is a toke, a cough, a trip to the fridge, you might not be a commentator. You just might be a very chill copyright infringer. Yeah, I mean, like, Twitch is full of them. And if you want to be fair and taking a look at the people that have been cited in these three lawsuits, I mean, you can also venture over to YouTube and see a little-known creator called Sniper Wolf to just really connect another set of dots that are very obvious. I mean, there's a certain group of people, there's a certain group of streamers that are out there that seemingly get a free pass and play the internet on easy mode. I think it's Denims, and I seen in a stupid clip saying that, oh yeah, Ethan's picking on these specific targets because of, well, you could just imagine what she's trying to cite on that one, because she's not very smart, and her solipsism will not allow her to see outside of the confines of her own existence. Whether the courts will accept that a vibe is transformative remains to be seen, and I also want to see that in court documents where they go ahead and cite, nah bro, we use chat to really establish a vibe over here on Twitch. I want to see that in legal documents, because at that point in time there will just be no hope for the human race. But if not, the days of the lean back and react economy have been numbered, thank God. And content creators everywhere will need to decide if they're actually reacting or just along for the ride. So yeah, it's very interesting and good summation here. We only went over a very brief amount of it, mostly because I think it would be very ironic if I was to just simply read this entire article in its totality, but also our man's here cites some sources, draws some parallels, and uses a few very good examples to elaborate on his positions, many of which you can go through at your own leisure if you are so inclined. I just simply wanted to cut to the chase that, yeah, Ethan's got a case. Ethan's got a good case, and the Hasan orbiters, well, they better hope that Daddy Hasan can step in and make things right for them, that Twitch doesn't respond too negatively for them, because they're gonna need to raise some money to defend themselves in court, or ultimately what those funds will be used for is so Ethan can afford a gold crafted microphone stand. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.